Well, maybe not tidal wave. Waterfall.
And
Hurricane. Hmm?
I love the fact that we. Man, I didn't remember. I need to remember more things. My memory needs to get better.
I need to
Same.
remember more things. Yeah.
Mood.
My memory slot was filled up a little bit for this specific content.
Dude, we need like a 16 gig memory card, not this useless 2 GB that we have in there.
I
To
would
really
have
really
to dump off
juggle
some
it.
of the earlier information that I know, but I don't think that's possible. Files are too deep.
All right, we are live. Corn, if I remember correctly, you do the intro.
It's changed a bunch of times. Like usually I do it, but you've also jumped in and done it a couple of times.
Ah,
Either way, hey there, folks. Again, welcome back to Jumpchain Terminal Season in the world of Remnant, as we go through what is obviously not the story of RWBY, but the world of RWBY, and figure out exactly what weird, funky shenanigans are going on inside of this custom setting, where the night sky has been filled with gods and creatures in the past, all witnessed by good old Dave.
Dave.
Dang.
Last time we were on here, as I recall, y'all fought really well, and thanks to the goose, very nearly managed to take the victory from the whole thing
Yep.
with a series of inexplicable victories and successes in a row from the goose, only to be undone by a series of unfortunate rolls against you, particularly near the end.
We will work on our teamwork and we will figure out how to punch little kids more effectively.
Okay.
Yeah.
With all of you working together fairly well, you were almost able to take victory, but that victory was snatched away at the last moment, particularly by Saffron's special unique skill, Second Wind, which she was able to use in order to turn the tides at the very last moment. Which, it is what it is. As everything wrapped up, basically everyone was unconscious by the end of it, with, in the case of two individuals, entirely by their own choice, with Hal and Lynn just
I thought you were gonna
deciding to
say the
conk
goose.
out.
I thought you were
No,
gonna
the goose is entirely conscious. We all know that he is an exception to every rule at this point.
Goose just watching over smugly, just like, yeah, I won. Suck it.
I'm sure he would have.
Yeah.
He's on the winning side, no matter what that side is.
That's the power of goose crime.
Goose crime.
So, with everybody unconscious, there's a goodly amount of time spent where just nobody is doing much of anything. A common side effect of being knocked the frick out, of course.
Yep.
Now let's see. Just trying to fix something. Fixing things is always tough.
You
though.
got this.
But yeah. So, after a little while, a few of you start to wake up. I would like each of you to roll an endurance roll. And in the case of Lynn, roll, you'll hit on 4s.
I'll flip.
Yeah, I barely managed.
Okay.
Hey.
Pretty well.
So, out of everyone, Katie is the first one to get up. Just
Yeah.
you wake up feeling not the best in the world. You feel like you recently just got walloped. If you had to give an experience, you'd say it's probably around as bad as that time that you tried to tell puns in the presence of that one tomato SCP. You know the one.
Yeah. Very familiar.
Yes. Fortunately, your body does not carry the circle-shaped bruises, and when you wake up, you can see that nearby, someone else is starting to stir. Namely, Hunter. Hunter is just barely starting to groggily get up, not looking too great overall, especially after the fight that you saw him go through with Saffron.
trading blows for like an hour.
Good
Meanwhile,
guy.
right next to you, there's a familiar. Huh.
The goose. Did you make it out all right?
He hops up onto the bed, struts around smugly with great confidence, and then strikes a pose, looking for the most part unharmed.
Good to hear. I just wish.
Immediately after Hunter wakes up, he's just going to go. Tully would have won if it was fair.
Yeah. Well, we almost made it. And it's all thanks to the goose. Just wish I
You-
could have done better with the cards you dealt me, the goose.
On the other side of the room, behind a set of curtains, you do actually hear a response, Hunter, namely, and the voice you recognize. Yeah, she said a couple of words, even though she didn't say much. You hear Nyla's voice say, "Why would we have fought fair then?"
Look, we threw a jackalope at you.
Yes, we threw a saffron at you. Look how it turned out.
I suplexed her.
Yeah, how'd that work out for you?
Shockingly well, actually.
Oh, so you won that fight, huh?
Well, no, you shot me.
Yes. Wait a second. No, I didn't. I didn't shoot you. Nyla,
Your teammate shot me.
yeah. Much better.
After I did
There's
my
a-
awesome suplex.
There's the sound of more shifting as another person sits up. Nyla, stop antagonizing them. You can hear Hal say. And of course, stop antagonizing them is the first thing that Lynn hears as you start to wake up.
She's just gonna let a long drawn sigh because it's probably the first time she's actually gotten beat up this bad. Well, almost. She just got terrified.
Yes.
Oh.
So, as you start getting up, there's also some more shifting before you hear a almost guttural growling noise as there's just a low hum before Saffron lets out a shout of "Woo! Hoo-hoo! Wow, that was fun.
Hi.
Hi,
I hope
you're
my gun didn't
going by the
impact you
voice.
too much.
You're the sparkly one.
Yeah. Got the glitter.
Nice. Oh, and don't worry, I've taken harder hits. He
Oh,
she responds
Hunter's
to
just gonna look
Hunter.
at his gun and just like this shoots through Ursa heights. The
Yep.
hell hits you?
Yeah, I. Not every infiltration goes well.
Oof.
And after a few more moments, Jackalope, you start to wake up.
Yo, Grease Monkeys status report as he sits up, kind of holding his head. Who is KIA in the last scrap? Send stuff back to
We're all alive.
what? As he kind of like pauses, looking around the room. Right, not there anymore.
Just a little
No.
bit quiet, by the way, just so you're aware.
Right, not there anymore. Good morning.
There's
Good
some shifting.
morning.
Good morning.
Oh god, my head hurts so bad. You can hear Citrine saying.
Oh no, did you bonk your brain cage?
Brain
I
cage?
mean, yeah. Wait, where's my eye patch?
Oh wait. Oh no. The other guy. I picked it up and then the other guy got it. Right? Yeah.
Hal.
Yes. Hal took it. He's like, got it over here. Don't worry. Oh, good.
You stole her eye patch?
Yeah, I took it.
Yeah, I mean, I stole it, yeah. I didn't steal it from Citrine, though. That'd be a rude move.
I was like,
I was
stole
more
it, and
talking
then you
to
stole it from
Katie,
me.
but
Oh
Oh.
yeah.
right around the
I put
rosy
it
it
on.
sounds.
It's so cool. It's so cool, dude.
That the large amount of curtains are drawn back, and the full room is now available for vision, and you can see everyone there. So everyone looks beat up, but pretty much fine. No significant lasting injuries, no blown off limbs. A couple of bruises on Saffron specifically, but aside from that, it looks like everyone's aura has either defended them enough to prevent any lasting damage, or has healed them of that damage by now.
Hunter
Yeah.
just kind of starts rolling his shoulder, just like, ooh.
Jackalop's just casually going to take off his arm. Just, hey, Hunter.
Hmm?
As he
What's up?
kind of like shakes it, mind checking.
He
Aura doesn't
nods and
exactly
he'll
fix
grab it and
metal.
start looking over it. Probably gonna repair what needs to be repaired on it.
Yeah. Overall, it doesn't seem like much needs to be repaired there. Everything seems more or less fine in terms of structural. The aura seems to have mitigated a good amount of the damage that might have otherwise occurred.
Oh, hand it back to him after checking up on it. Be like, seems to be fine for the most part. The aura seems to mitigate anything substantially damaging.
Did you check the internal candy compartments?
If
Dude.
if you somehow installed candy departments on my arm, I want you to tell me how to activate them.
I don't think there would be anything left of the candy in that arm if there were.
Just reinforce it. Protective layer.
I mean,
I suppose I could.
It should have it.
They all kind of threw us all in the same room. Isn't that a little awkward for people typically?
Not really. We have a couple of different like med bay regions, 3 of them, but they're all side by side. It's not surprising for hunters to completely just mess each other up. Nyla scratches the back of her head. It's actually really frequent around here. Now that I think about it, almost all of our sparring matches usually end with somebody thrown in here.
That sounds
Yeah,
a little
y'all
bit
don't-
concerning.
Yeah, y'all don't exactly fight like students.
Well, to be fair, our team is a bit unique in that sense. Most of the time, when they pit hunters against one another, it's like they're hunter teams, you know? Beast hunters, grim hunters, not us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people hunters.
Exactly.
Assassins.
Not really. We're more, counterinsurgency, I think is the term.
Spies
Yeah.
on the inside.
No, not spies, really. No.
You're crushing my dreams.
So at that, Hal interrupts. He's like, so basically our job is, let's say that you find an enemy base and you know it's full of like White Fang members and the like, you know? Spooky folks, not the kind of folks that you want to really pick a fight with necessarily. So, what do? You engage in non-standard warfare, which usually involves I don't want to say terrorism, but
I mean sabotage, whatever you would like to call it. A few tanks go boom and stuff like that.
Yeah. So Nyla usually sets up traps around the exits for the area. Citrine starts laying down some covering fire in order to start flushing people out of the area. They'll rush out in order to take on the folks. Then me and Saffron function as the boogeymen.
What?
Our job is not to actually capture the individuals. We get sent in to break the spirit first. We scare folks, get them so hyped up on fear that taking them out becomes simpler for the other groups.
Yeah, I can kind of see that with
Yeah.
some of it.
It's kind of effective. I've seen it happen a couple times with some of the dinos I used to fight.
Yeah, Saffron running point is usually that folks will lay down small arms fire on her and she'll shrug it off thanks to her outstanding aura. Meanwhile, there's me just swapping gravity all around and then walking on walls and scaring the ever-living crap out of some of them, letting some of them go so that they can run screaming down the halls. Let me tell you, nothing breaks morale quite like seeing your best buddy Greg from the cafeteria or whatever shitting himself and running away. Then you've got someone with supernatural accuracy laying down fire from literally impossible angles, pointing towards Citrine. And anyone who tries to run is going to get themselves caught in razor wire. And, it's never lethal. But when you see a couple of your friends strung up, dripping their own blood, morale breaks. Morale breaks.
I mean, it's almost like groups don't ever go through razor wire training or something like that.
Yeah, most folks don't. I don't like how it sounds like you did.
There's training for specific wires?
Jackalope looks at you and goes, Lynn, do keep in mind my background is a bit messy.
Hunter raises his eyebrow at that, and he's like, "Is that similar to
you hear
picking
Saffron
out
say,
different dinosaurs who won't kill you?"
She points right at Jackalope, says, "Legacy of a misspent youth," right?
Legacy of spending my entire life in a military service.
She snaps her fingers. I know a guy just like you.
I'm sorry.
Before this lot, I was, before all of this, technically, I was a bomb defusal and reuse personnel. I defused random IEDs, high-intensity explosives, stuff like that, and either repurpose them for my group's use, or, my platoon's use, or picked them apart for scrap so that people could either repair gear, repair the tank, or see if we couldn't get some ammo out of it.
I hunted Grim.
I'm sorry.
Mostly the big ones. Have you ever had a Ursa start chasing you down, and then it eats your gun, so you have to make a new one, and then you shove it down its throat?
No, usually I'm the one chasing the Ursa. For hugs.
Right.
Such a
Right.
variety on this team. Most of it's concerned.
Yeah, y'all got pitted against a group of very weird people this time around.
Hey,
Yeah.
same to you.
You guys seem like the coolest videos game spies.
We're really not spies.
As concerning as Jackalope's, he kind of vaguely gestures in Jackalope's direction. Everything is. I'm honestly more concerned about Katie.
Yeah.
I get that a lot.
Yeah, to be fair, I'm not in disagreement with you. Look, I may have had a crappy childhood, but whatever this girl went through is The fact that she can look at most Grim and go big puppy, while I'm sitting here going, oh crap, we're about to have to fight something again today for the 5th time because the stinking white creatures wasn't enough.
Yeah, whatever is scary enough to make her terrified, if she thinks that a Ursa Major is
Cute.
cuddly,
They are.
Sure, yeah, you keep thinking that.
Oh, so weirdly enough, the battle junkie, not something new to this group. Both friend-wise and fight-wise.
Out of the group, Citrine, Nyla, and Saffron immediately all point their fingers at Hal.
The confused look on Jackalope's face as he points to... Which one's the Leonin?
That's Saffron.
As he points to Saffron, I was talking more like her.
I'm actually not a super big battle battle's fun, but honestly, I wouldn't go out of my way to do it. It's I like working out, but I don't do it just casually for fun. I do it for a purpose. Same thing with fighting. No, the thing that I like, Hal, I fight to live. Hal lives to fight. That's almost an embarrassed expression on his face as he kind of scratches his the side of it.
So me and Jackalope.
Yeah.
Katie is counting on her fingers 1, 2, 3, 4.
What on earth could you be counting?
How many people keep doing that?
Doing what?
Doing the whole live to fight thing. And we've had like 4 people like that at this point.
Yeah, and
Oh,
one of them
yeah.
broke my. Well,
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 Wait.
one of them destroyed your arm. His name was Jackalope.
yeah. As Jack was like, yeah, well, one of them, well, the first one we met broke my arm, and I broke her arm. The second one we met, I jumped out of a train with, and then proceeded to get hunted by. Do we even know what that groom thing was called?
the big one.
I
you
I
don't know
would,
its
and
name.
I would insert name here.
Actually, you wouldn't know its name. It's an abnormal creature. It doesn't
Oh.
have an official classification.
I
Some
thought you
Grim
meant the RWBY
evolved in
team.
abnormal way.
Or the jumper team.
No, the one where that Jackalope blew his arm up against.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That Grim.
Yeah. Got chased by that one. She gave me her number, and I still haven't put it in my phone. I kind of afraid to. I don't want to accidentally call a battle junkie when I'm tired and trying to get information from the other battle junkie.
Hey, you wanna fight?
Literally, that is my entire life at this point with the people we've met.
Yeah.
Can I have the number?
He hands her the
Oh
number.
my gosh.
Yay!
Pulls it out of his pocket. Don't tell her how you got this number.
Oh, you know she will.
From a shady man in a shady med bay.
Hold on. Let me do something.
As
Katie
Jack
puts the number into her phone.
As
I just
Jack
wanna
looks
try
at the
something.
group. So, how's the battle junkie?
Yeah. There's a Citrine kind of. It's in a quieter tone. It's like, yeah, he really is. Back when we first formed the team, we didn't know each other's semblances super good. So the first time I watched him jump out of a VTOL 1,200 feet in the air and just free fall without a parachute, I just about started screaming. Then Saffron followed him, and she just landed. Saffron nods.
Slowly turns to Wally.
Look, it was just a short 120-story fall, Saffron says. It wasn't that bad.
Stares intently at Jackalope.
As Jackalope looks at what? I have to build my semblance somehow. And
How many
I'm not
times
going
have
to
we done that
scream-
now? 2, 3 times?
And I'm not going to scream at you every time, hey, shoot me with your most powerful round so that I can blow this thing up.
This does rip through most Grim like their paper, so.
And you've hit me with it once before, and once is good enough for me.
You know, that's probably
Yeah.
Oh, so Katie, are you going to call her?
Maybe.
Well,
Well, let's see how this goes.
Just gonna
So-
call the number.
It rings for a few seconds before a gruff voice replies, "What's up? Who is this?"
Hey, is your refrigerator running?
I don't
no.
own a refrigerator.
I'm so sorry. What?
Oh man.
What?
Just in the background, Jackalope's voice. Really, Katie?
I just. Then you
Oh.
better go catch it. It misses you.
So,
Okay.
Jackie, is that you? Did I hear your voice?
Oh, called
As
out.
Jack just sits there for a second.
How did you
Sup?
hear that?
My
did you
teammate got my
hear that?
phone.
Cool. How's the arm?
Robotic.
The other one.
Fleshy. It is fine.
Healed.
Cool.
He punched a meteor.
Fucking why?
Uh,
He has to know.
Insult your parents or something?
no. It was about to kill a bunch of people.
Oh, right. Yeah, that whole thing.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, did you seriously... Am I seriously getting prank called right now? Is that what's going on?
Kinda.
Yeah.
Cool. You said the caller's name is Katie. Did I hear that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Katie.
Mhm.
Which is your favorite kneecap?
Oh, that's a tough, difficult decision. I mean, like one of them's like, I don't know. Juliet is like, it's pretty nice, but can be like a little bit finicky
I'm not playing along
sometimes,
with
and
the bit.
like,
I'm breaking your left kneecap when we meet. Later.
oh,
And
but
she
I
just
like
hangs
that one
up.
too.
Oh no. Katie, why?
Well, at least you had the decency not to go to my favorite kneecap.
The one that wasn't named?
Dude, you have a favorite kneecap?
Do you not?
No.
I would like to keep my kneecaps if possible. One robotic appendage is enough for me. By the way, probably should have asked her if she knew what that thing that took my arm was called. Well, technically, it didn't take my arm. I took my arm, but that's relative.
We'll call it mystery number 27.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Anyway, as Jekyll turns back to the other team, so gravity. I don't know what yours is. My assumption is some form of defensive thing, as he's pointing to Lion.
Yep, my
Some-
semblance is it's basically just resistance. Makes me
Mm.
hard as hell to break down.
Yeah, you
Some-
took a bullet to the face at close contact from my gun that can rip buildings into paper. I'm
It's
very
called,
amazed that you were able to withstand that, I'll be honest.
She thumps her chest. Yep, it's called impervious.
That's so
some
cool.
form of
It's not
mind.
like lean over to Jackalope and be like, is it normal for them to have 2 abilities?
What do you mean 2 abilities?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Didn't you get back up?
Well, first off, you were unconscious for that,
Oh, yeah,
so you
right.
don't know about that.
I
But
think
so,
it's more like a main ability, right? And then you have perks.
Ah,
yeah, so if Lynn or Katie want to ask, and I think Jackalope was conscious for it.
I was not. By the time she did
Oh.
that, she had knocked Jackalope out.
Okay.
Wait, no, it was because that happened when she exploded herself, wasn't it? Right?
no, slightly after, because she was
yeah, it
at
was after
0
that.
health when
Slung around the
no,
wall.
yeah,
Something.
Jackalope was out cold by that point.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Lynn and Katie are the only ones who could ask about that.
Hmm.
Like how did you train to be able to do that, or is it something you just feel instinctually?
Oh, like my semblance?
Uh,
Yeah, I mean, once you activate your aura, your semblance usually comes pretty naturally after that. It's I don't know. I had my aura awoken, and a few weeks later, I realized I was just tougher and more resilient than anyone else. That was it. That's how I knew what my semblance was.
Interesting.
That's pretty cool.
Some form of mind reading is my guess for you.
You point to Nyla?
Yep.
Nope. No, I can't read minds.
she shot
you-
me.
How would you accurately get everyone set up for that fight then? Just
Oh,
experience?
that's cold reading.
Cold reading?
Yeah, that's not a semblance name. It's a psychological trick.
Oh.
Where you basically do a little bit of setup and take a look at individuals' reactions and how they move, and you can kind of it's a con man trick basically. My
Wow.
semblance is of 2 minds, and the best way to put it, you good with computers at all?
Not particularly.
Shit. Basically, think of it as I can set triggers in my head, and if something triggers it, my mind will automatically follow through on something without me having to think of it. Basically, having a little autopilot for actions and things like that.
Oh, like a dead man's trigger for a bomb.
Yeah, like that. It just once the prerequisites are set off, I just do whatever I wanted to do in the first place. It's a pretty
And
useful tool.
he turns to the last lady. I didn't get enough information to be able to try to guess your semblance.
Rubber and glue. If I hit something with aura, I can make it sticky or bouncy.
Oh.
Right, yeah. I had to deal with that.
I believe that's what Hunter dealt with at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did kind of bounce that around into him for a second there.
I believe it was off of Hal.
Yeah, that was a pretty good shot. Hal actually nods along. He's like, yeah, no, like, it was a great shot. Sucked to be the one receiving it.
That
Oh,
was
so you
not
still-
pleasant.
Hmm.
Wait, me and Saffron were pretty tied up till I got shot.
Yeah. That was kind of awkward to slide into, I'm not gonna lie.
Was it because of the razor wire or because I was getting my ass beat?
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. To be fair, I wasn't aiming to go. I was aiming for one of the holes on the razor wire. However, the explosion knocked me off course because I jumped a little too wrong.
Yeah, explosions have a tendency to do that.
I explode a lot.
He does.
You'd think you'd be getting a bit better at it.
You know,
Nyla sasses you.
I would hope so. However, typically the explosions are coming from my gauntlets as I'm rocketing myself into whatever I'm trying to fight, not through something. Though
Hunter
the Grim Whale
will.
is kind of an exception to that one.
Hunter raises one of his hands, and you see a small circle of light start to form and spin. And he's like, "I manipulate light."
Oh, guess we're revealing those.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Tick for tack. Kinetic energy absorption and distribution.
Oh,
Puppies.
like Yang.
Yeah, except mine doesn't have a limit. And
We haven't found hers either.
Yeah. Yeah, mine took mine arm because I used too many things and I used something equivalent to a small nuclear explosion to kill a Grim.
What's a nuke?
Think something that rips Nev. Do you know
Think
what
of
an atom-
the explosion that was under his feet. Now multiply it by about 1 million.
Okay, so big fucking bomb.
Yeah, more or less. Something that disintegrated
yes.
my arm and nearly killed me in the process.
Interestingly, when you say a yes, Nyla and Hal kind of look towards each other with a weird level of understanding.
How many people
Slowly
asking
looks
for
at
glitter
Kate.
around here?
The coolest people.
Man, I hope that shop's doing well.
By the way, we still need to repair your warehouse.
Oh no.
We still haven't done that.
Was it in that bad shape? I completely forgot about it.
He blew up.
I made a tiny crater in your ground and broke all the windows.
Yeah,
Aw.
so the window, like anything glass is damaged, though fortunately your pictures weren't like damaged or anything.
And then I got a protective thing for next time. But who
Mm-hmm.
knows? Bomb's not gonna probably see that.
Hmm.
Oh man.
Frankly, I still don't fully understand KT's semblance.
Mm.
I can talk to Grim, I can tame Grim, I can love Grim, I can make Grim.
Yeah, that's where you lost me. Like all of that.
Grim stuff. A lot of Grim stuff. Still working on it. Did you see my birdies?
Yeah, Nyla immediately scowls. I saw them really well.
Yeah, weren't they cute?
They looked
You
like
know-
they worked really well.
They're
so efficient.
excellent workers. I'll give them that.
Yeah. Do you want to see Fluffy?
Don't show
No.
Fluffy.
Aww.
Something tells me that that we're just going to be in a really bad situation if I see
It will be
Fluffy.
a very bad situation if she starts showing Fluffy.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're on about. He's just a little guy. So long
If
as
you
you're
mean
immediate.
little as in bigger than me, sure.
I wasn't gonna make him make him big. That destroy this entire room. That I was just gonna show off he's like the size of the palm of your hand. So long as your immediate reaction isn't to shoot him, like some people I know, then you'll be fine.
You know what? Let's just put a pin in that. Let's put a pin in that.
Cowards.
Hal looks a bit sheepish. She's like, I mean, to be fair, when it happened, I didn't really know, so it's not really my fault if you think about it.
Oh.
Huh?
Look, I may have shot Saffron in the leg one time because she snuck up on me during an op. That's not on me, though. Don't sneak up on me during an op.
Makes
Saffron
sense.
then nods. She's like, yeah, no, I don't blame you at all. I have no idea why Nyla doesn't let it go. You shot her in the leg. She had no aura. You punched a hole through her thigh. Yeah, but she didn't mind.
I think if it's consensual, it's all good.
Yeah, like if you shoot a giant Grim.
That was not consensual, and you know it.
They didn't say anything about it.
It's because Grim can't talk English yet.
If they start talking English to me in my sleep, I will absolutely be shooting all of them.
What makes you think they do it in your sleep?
Because if I was awake, they would be shot already.
So did you just naturally heal the hole in your leg, or did that have to get tended to?
Oh, yeah, no, that's one of the few times I needed medical treatment. They had to, like, seal the wound and the like. It healed pretty quick thanks to Impervious, but you actually need aura to trigger your semblance, so it took a little while. Like, I couldn't walk on it for, like, 2 days.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I learned that aura and semblances do not heal an arm that's gone, sadly.
Yeah, entire limbs being lost is a little bit of a fucky-wucky.
Agreed. Positive note, though, I now have an arm that can maybe withstand 8 versions of charge. If it can withstand 8, that'd be great. I might not survive, but if the arm survives, you know.
Go
all
for
good.
it!
I feel like you're going to die if you test that theory.
Probably. That's why I don't go up to 8 charges anymore.
7 broke his arm.
I barely go past 2 because we haven't agreed on killing people.
Well, Hal speaks up. I can't speak for your team, but I'm very firmly of the idea that killing bad.
Yeah, typically. Yeah.
I mean, we haven't killed people yet, I don't think. I've
Yeah,
broken
have
a
we?
guy's legs and blew up a bunch of people, but they weren't dead, I don't think. We had to
They
take
were
them to jail.
fine.
Yeah, no, jailing them's totally fine. And I mean, like, seems pretty reasonable to me.
They didn't have
You
any
hear Citrian give
ability
a
to fight.
long,
It's fine.
drawn-out sigh at that.
Did something happen with jail with you guys?
No, it's just... Our team leader just said, oh, it's fine if we just cripple them. So, you know... Sometimes I
Oh.
wonder if I'm the weird one, you know?
I didn't realize crippling the people you have to capture is a bad thing.
Do you know what excessive violence is?
Jackal just stares at her. After military service, I became a boxer.
Yeah, and if you ripped the flesh off of someone's face while boxing, you'd get disqualified for unnecessary levels of excessive violence.
Have you?
I
I
feel
know.
like it
Nostril?
really depends on what your definition of excessive is.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm talking. You're an
Have-
underworld boxer.
Uh,
Fucker.
not where I'm from,
What?
but not where I'm from. I was
Hold
a
up,
legit.
wait, but you just were talking about like ripping off the face wouldn't be excessive in Mistral. That sounds like underworld boxer shit.
Well, I'm not from Mistral. I was just kind of there.
Your statement is your phrasing is so misleading.
Look,
Kinda. Kind of
maybe
on purpose.
maybe the boxing ring was like on the surface and not underground.
I mean, that's just a puzzle. Oh, so where I'm from, boxers constantly got cut by their opponent's boxing gloves.
Well,
It was
yeah,
it
but
was certainly a possibility to accidentally rip someone's face off if you punched just right.
it's
Oh.
scale. It's a matter of scale.
I mean, fair. To be fair, in Mistral, I was just kind of wandering around trying to figure out where I was half the time, fighting Grim or boxing random people in the streets because I needed money. And then I met these guys, and then I ended up in an infiltration. You know, looking back on it, the scale of how we all met is kind of weird.
That's or them.
You
I punched him in
immediately
the
hear Hal
face.
say, "Mood."
Yeah.
Oh, so were you just wandering around fighting people and then you ended up in a team?
Oh, not exactly. Here at Beacon, in order to form the teams, what they did was they loaded us all up in cannons, shot us into a forest, and said whoever you make eye contact with first is your teammate for the rest of your life as a hunter. So, I was committing acts of gratuitous violence, and then I locked eyes with Saffron.
Nice.
That
She
sounds
joined me
like
in the violence.
the coolest way to make best friends.
You concern me sometimes.
Yeah, the way I found Hunter was I was boxing people, he joined in, I punched him as hard as I could, and he asked for another.
I set up a betting ring with the goose. The goose gets it.
Yeah, I believe it was you two were watching. He joined in, y'all got y'all's weapons stolen, and I saw a fight. So I followed.
Yeah. Nobody
I
steals
don't know
Captain
which story
Cupcakes.
is weirder. Oh right, your gun's named Cupcake.
I forgot
Captain
you named your
Cupcakes,
gun.
Senor. Yeah. Captain Cupcakes, Senor Nyarlathotep.
Hmm. Am I the only one who didn't name their weapon?
I didn't.
There's a chorus of yes from the other side of the room. Everyone named their weapons.
Maybe I can name your weapon.
You are not naming my weapons.
Oh no, it's already
Darn
too
it.
late. Oh, I thought she already was like, I already had one in mind.
I've had to replace this weapon so many times that if I give it a name, it's just awkward.
Well, you could just name it like Junior the Third, or just continue to increase the number.
You
can
still
also
like
name it-
start counting on his hands for a second. It's like the 93rd.
Oh,
Puppy Kicker 93,000?
you know, it could also be used to beat up children. I mean, the children around here, so it's not just for the puppies.
Children Kicker 93,000. I like where your head's at.
Oh no, I
Hmm.
regret this.
I feel like it would be a bad decision to call it a child kicker.
Yeah, probably.
Of
But you know,
adequate age kicker?
that's not any better.
Middle-aged Kicker 93,000.
The old man punch.
Midlife crisis kicker. Who knows?
Just Jack Brooks is gonna be staring at them blankly as they're going on about the names. Just, Anyway, but yeah, no.
Y'all are weird, aren't you?
The
Don't
dust
get me.
beater.
I mean, she claims to be a scientist. I am a batch of weird. I'm pretty sure she's a college graduate, and he literally hunts creatures for. Why do you hunt things?
Oh, because it's fun. And also for, those I can mount them on my walls. Well, I guess not here. Mostly it's for
You
fun.
wouldn't be able to.
Speaking of, he's still like pull out how his scroll. I need to get more pictures on the Grim. We haven't really seen any that are like really big, intimidating, except for the weird hands ones. I didn't really want to get a picture of them.
Okay,
Not after they
let's
were
not
invaded
go.
my mouth.
Yeah, Jackalope's just like arms crossed for a moment, and then like the kind of the same thing. Let's not go about the giant hand again. I don't want to see that thing again.
Yeah,
Ugh.
after it invaded my mouth, it was kind of awkward, so didn't really want a picture with them.
Still gross.
It was
to
like
me.
millions of tiny spiders trying to crawl through my gums.
Oh, you're talking about the Malice.
I'm
It has a
sorry?
name?
Yeah, the race is known as Malice.
Oh, it's so common.
Are they a common Grim?
Kind of.
Okay, good.
Not
I'm
like.
take a picture.
I mean, it depends on where you go. Honestly.
Oh.
So is it common for there to be one that's bigger than a building? I'm not talking like small building either. I'm talking like skyscraper.
No, that sounds like the kind of thing that you'd need to report to the headmaster so that all of the students can collectively shit themselves.
Well, we've met 2 of that size creatures, so it's 3. 3? I think 3.
Technically 2, 1 was smaller. Or at least 2 were. Technically, haven't we met 4?
We
there's
found Dave, and then we found the ocean one, wherever the hell that one was, and then we found the one
Mobius.
for us.
Mobius.
Yeah,
Oh,
Mobius.
yep.
You're forgetting about what was it, Rosa?
The fingers?
The one
Yeah,
that
that one
Darla.
was only about 10
Oh.
feet to 12 feet tall, if we're talking about the one that was with the masked man that tried to save everyone.
Yeah.
Wait, then the one that had the hand coming out. We haven't met that one. Because that's
The
We
one
one
of
haven't
our
met
goals.
it, but we did
Was it?
see it.
That was our
Yeah.
side mission, right? Did we want to
Mhm.
go? Yeah.
Anyway.
So yeah, we've seen a couple Grim the size of mountains,
Wow.
including a whale.
My
Yeah.
condolences.
Mobius.
We were inside of the whale at one point.
Yeah, that was
That's
weird.
usually how a life ends. Glad to
No.
see you survived.
We saved him. We saved
She
his life.
befriended the giant whale creature.
Mm-hmm.
And then he told me it's his life story. Mobius was great.
Well, it's not entirely sure if he
I miss
actually
him.
did there or if she went on an acid trip.
I can understand Grim on a mental level now.
Uh-huh.
Ever since Dave and I really got to know each other intimately.
Yeah, he slapped her face with his tentacle and then invaded every pore in her face.
It's a very weird day.
It was very personal.
Yeah, the more of the stories we talk about, the more I realize we've had a really freaky experience here.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree there, bud.
Yeah. Oh, so I have something to address. One of you said we hadn't done infiltration. We did. It was a mission. It was actually our first mission as a group.
Oh yeah.
So we were infiltrated. We actually have a new one we have to do here soon. We have to go pick up that White Claw mask at some point for him.
Oh, yeah.
You're not going to get very far calling them White Claw,
What are they called again?
the White Fang.
Right. To be fair, not a faunus.
Same body type.
We haven't even met the group, so fair enough.
Yeah. Oh, no, we've seen the White Fang before. It was when
have?
they were the guys who stole
Yeah.
your weapons.
Oh, yeah.
The very first group, the ones that y'all that Jackalope really curb stomped.
Oh, I didn't exist during that time. I wasn't here yet.
Yeah, it was the White
That's
Fang.
fair.
They're the ones who stole the weapons. Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't learn names very easily.
I mean, that's
So when you're constantly moving around, I got a phone from one of the groups we infiltrated. That's how little I had on me most of the time.
Do we have to wear, like, weird ear things to pretend that we're faunuses?
Can you
Well,
even
two of you
pretend?
don't.
You have wings.
I'm saying
Oh, yeah,
regular
right.
people. Saying
I
you.
forgot I had wings.
Do you think just putting on a little headband with ears is gonna make them believe you're a fauna?
Here, Jackie. Here,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna give you something that's gonna really help here. It's very important to me.
Oh my god,
I
you're about to
take
get...
I take off my cat ear headband and give it to
Yeah.
Jackie.
Those, as Jackal lets out a resounding, so those were the fake ones?
50-50
Yeah,
toss up.
Which
You
ones
never
are
know.
the real ones?
my bunny ears.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so remember the guy said I wouldn't need to do it because I already look like a criminal.
So he's
It's
wearing
just-
cat ears. Did you
He
put
just-
them on?
Yeah, Jackal's just talking,
Yeah.
and I just see Katie just walk over, just pop.
Those are my
Yes.
thinking ears.
Now let's
As-
all decide. Does he look like a faunus now?
Uh,
Ta-da!
Would he pass the vibe check?
I don't think I would pass the vibe check. I'm just saying that now.
It's
What if he had
all
a
about
tail?
it's all about the method acting. You gotta act the part. Now say yeah. Take out my phone.
Jackal was just staring at you, confused.
I take out my Polaroid. Take a picture real fast.
Saffron just kind of raises her hand and says, yeah, gonna be honest here, you smell human.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, so, thank you.
There's a smell.
I mean,
Yeah? Are you...
He
what?
he probably can't smell anything because of all the gunpowder he's messed with.
it kind of makes sense that,
Starts to sniff arm.
You're a
you're human.
just the confused look from Jackal. You have wings.
Yeah.
Right.
You're a... Are you... Just...
Are you faunus or are you not? Because you could have picked that up before.
I believe that's a very debatable question.
Yeah, as Jackal's just sitting there very confused, just like, you're not a
Yeah.
faunus?
I mean, he doesn't smell like a faunus, but he looks like... he's got wings. Like, I mean, obviously, he's a faunus.
Yeah, fair. Anyway,
Hunter just declining to answer.
just the very confused look on Jackalope's face. Anyway, as Jackalope like reaches up, picks up the ears, and just hands them back to Katie. Regardless, I won't need them because remember, the guys we're dealing with, from what I was told, I already look like a seasoned criminal.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
sure if they doubt you, you can break their ankles.
You definitely.
Saffron just says, there's an easier to answer.
Hmm?
If you say that you're a faunus, but that humans clipped your ears, no one's going to question jack shit. Everyone's going to assume that you went through something traumatic and are just going to not want to talk about it because it's going to make them really uncomfortable.
Jackalope is not
Ah.
the snack that smiles back.
Yeah, what you got to remember, the most powerful weapon in the world is the weapon of social impropriety. If you make someone feel awkward about asking a question, they're not going to ask you anything.
That's
Common strategy and familiar.
So what you're telling me is that if someone asks me if I'm a faunish, I should stare at them until they feel so awkward they walk away.
You've got
Unless they-
fucking wings on your back. Yeah, they're gonna... why would... If they asked it in the first place, an incredulous stare is exactly what you should give in the... Yeah. Like...
Wait,
Got
but
it.
normally you can't actually see it though, right? Because his cape kind of goes over it or something. What
My
was-
coat, yeah.
Yeah.
Just extend your wings and make eye contact, and they're going to be like, oh, my bad, you're obviously a faunus because you have, I don't know, wings.
He slowly raises his wings, causing his coat to just kind of start going up.
Yeah. You just give it a little shimmy shimmy. So you stare at
Shim,
them
shim,
dead-eyed
shim.
and don't blink.
Just the ever so slight and slow facepalm from Jackalope. I keep forgetting, out of my team, I'm the only one with any form of military experience.
Yeah. When you're out in the mud hunting things, you often don't socialize.
I was in the same room with people that happen to have guns. Does that count?
Jackalope just stares at you. I don't know how to answer that.
What happened to your childhood?
What happened to all of your child's?
It's in a weird facility thing. Things happened.
You could say
I-
that for the rest of this team. That could be the
mean-
name of the team. Things happen.
I mean, I grew up in a program that put me in the military from a young childhood age, which is common where I'm from, so that people can get out of doing mandatory military service.
I survived.
Yeah. Well, you guys did
Yeah,
a good
you-
job of surviving.
Yeah, you forget you're the only normal one here. Well, normal for you.
A
Our
relative
conversation
normal.
is our conversation is weird without context.
Yeah, no, I'm getting that vibe.
So anyway, Jackal like properly turns the other team. What do you normally do when you're just here? You'll just wait for your next mission, or do you actually take classes?
Oh yeah, usually it's classes. Missions aren't usually given to like teams unless they're like a specialty team and they're really in need. So like Team Coffee gets specialty missions and we get specialty missions, but generalists like Team RWBY, they don't get, you know?
Yeah, okay. I'm starting to understand this whole hunter business now.
It's pretty
Oh,
neat,
right.
huh?
Yeah, it's kind of odd. It reminds me of military, but a very like what mercenaric version of it.
Yeah, you should see the what was the northern
Oh,
one?
right. Oh, right. By the way, not trying to be mean. As Jekyll points to himself, Lynn and Katie, we're honorary hunters. We're not actual hunters.
Yeah,
Cool.
they're reserve hunters at the moment.
And we got our group has gotten caught up in a lot of weird things.
Atlas, that's what it was. You should see Atlas's group at some point. Heard they're
Sure,
very
help 'em
military oriented.
Look, honestly, I don't think any of us really cares if you're like official or deputized or not. What's important is whether or not you fight Grim.
Stares at
willingly.
Katie.
The attempt is there, however, looks at Katie.
You know
How do you
what?
define
Me too.
fighting Grim? Do you mean like incapacitating, or do you mean like brutally slaughtering?
Honestly, just oh my god,
A little bit of column A, a little
y'all are
bit of
so
column.
weird.
We have a
I'm
person
part of
that literally-
column. I'm part of column B. Katie's part of column A.
I mean, what do you expect? We literally have a person who tames them.
Yeah.
And makes them. It's kind of
I
hard to
fight-
kill them when they're constantly calling them puppy.
She calls
You,
me a puppy kicker.
There's a new voice that rings out. It's like, I don't want to know the context of this puppying because I do know already enough. And Salem strides into the room.
Oh, so
Aha!
She calls me a puppy
Yes,
kicker a
hello
lot.
again. That was a very well done fight for all of you. You did well. It was interesting to watch. Your teamwork was exceptional. I'm surprised at how well shooting your own allies worked, Citrine. How? I have notes. Saffron. I have notes. Nyla. No notes. You were screwed entirely throughout it.
You did good.
Yeah.
As for you four, gesturing towards your team, now that you're all conscious, I've decided that it's best to give you the information that Ozma would like passed down. Your assignment has been decided.
Oh, you don't have any notes? I like notes.
You spend your time facing off against your opponents on their terms. Your opponents are excellent at dictating their terms. That is, in fact, the entire reason for their team specialization. Their goal and entire purpose is to force others onto their playing field and then dominate that playing field all the way through the usage of Nyla's traps, Hal's unnerving tendencies, Saffron's indomitability, and Citrine's overall regional control, frankly, you would have needed to find a way to disrupt them entirely.
So what you're saying is more goose. I got it.
The fact that the goose was the strongest member of your party in that fight is simultaneously baffling and impressive.
But
Sorry,
then I
what
don't
did the
think we need
goose
another
do?
goose, Katie. I think the world would end.
The goose had a tangible defeat count. It was awesome. You should have been there. The goose was like,
Was the goose why I heard an IED mid combat and
Oh
maybe
yeah, the
nearly
blues
killed
blew me
someone?
up.
Yeah.
That's why I almost nearly killed that poor girl.
Yeah. I blew up
Funny.
Saffron with the bomb.
Oh,
Nyla bristles and is like, "You didn't nearly kill anybody, bitch."
he looks back at her and goes, and this is the person that reads people, right? Or is this the other one?
Yes.
You do realize that I noticed that you noticed my eyes change. If that had stayed, I would have tried to kill you in that
Yeah.
moment.
Emphasis on tried, bud.
Didn't I slam you into your teammate, who then proceeded to almost break your neck with their gravity?
I mean,
He
I'm
looks
still
at her
fine.
bluntly. Yes, you are fine now. We all are fine now. That doesn't change. No, whatever. I don't care. It's not important
You
right
had
now.
such a wonderful experience on the other side.
To be fair, it was very, very fun fighting two people at once.
I suplexed her, he points at Saffron, and shot her at the same time.
Cool.
That's why she was in
Yeah,
the
no,
ground.
he did not suck ass.
Oh, he's extremely durable. That's why I like him.
I like the part where I dropped bombs on people with birds.
I'm sorry, you did what?
I did a strategical.
Cool. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah. Made
Good
a
job.
bird and I gave it I made a bird and I gave it a bomb and then things happened.
Why'd you
I
give
did
your
a
bird a
strategical.
bomb?
I did see it was effective.
Yeah. I did it like twice.
Sometimes effectivity is the only thing that matters. Saffron says with a confident nod.
Yeah.
You immediately hear Citrine mutter, "Morals and ethics. Morals and ethics also matter, guys."
Ellie says she's playing D&D Angry Birds.
Accurate, though.
Honestly.
Yeah, to be fair, the strategy we used did not work out in the way I was hoping it to. We were a bit too slow on the activation.
Yes. My overall notes would be simply to either find a way to destabilize enemy control before attempting to engage, or maximize your own control over the enemies. In this case, you fought them on their terms. Saffron got into your back line too easily. While it's true that Saffron then proceeded to engage in direct one-on-one combat, that is something unique to her. Others may have decided to target softer targets. As I mentioned, Saffron, I have notes. Number one, you should have taken out the flyer immediately. I believe that it's quite clear to everyone here who the physically weakest link is. No offense meant, Lynn.
Yeah, that's fair.
At that, Saffron kind of looks a bit sheepish. I mean, yeah, but like, it was a spar. It's not live combat. If it was live combat, I would have gone for her throat immediately, but like, we're not. I'm not trying to kill her or anything, you know?
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Salem has almost a distasteful look on her face for a moment, but she doesn't reply to that. She's like, in any case, the notes will be provided to you for when you return to your dorm. I've already had them delivered there. In the meantime, you four are going to be escorted by me to Ozma, gesturing to your team.
Alright, cool.
Right
Thanks for
on.
the spar,
Yeah.
guys.
Oh yeah, no, all good. Had a great time.
I hope that maybe I could get some help on the gravity if we're not.
Oh yeah. How Hal kind of pulls himself out of there. Teach. 5 minutes tops.
Because we're gonna be busy. Thank you very much.
Fine. I'll go brief Ozma on the details of the battle, and then I will return to pick you all up.
Cool.
Make sure to
Nice.
make sure to tell the guy
I'm
about the
telling him
goose.
about the goose.
Aw.
Oh yeah, that does remind me. What combat style is that? As he walks up to Lion Lady, I'm really bad with names. Actually,
I thought you were gonna
Saffron.
walk up to the goose.
no,
Hmm.
because that looked like a style that I'm familiar with. That's not commonly known by anyone.
Honestly, it's just what I learned growing up, you know? God, I don't even remember what it was called. Truth be told, I'm actually Mistrali.
Ah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Same.
You know, I logically understand that that's correct. It still feels weird that you said it like that.
What?
She points to him, like, that it makes sense that I'm Mistrali. Anyway, that aside, yeah, I grew up watching a lot of folks scrapping, and there was this one guy who was real damn tall. He always wore these bandages around his shins. Dude could kick a freaking steel crate clean open with them. He'd always raise his hands up as if to guard his face, but he'd always be using his forearms in order to do all of his blocking. Started
Yeah.
copying him, and sure enough, I learned to hit like a tank.
Yeah, it's Muay Thai, the art of killing.
Neat.
It's meant to use your different. It's not really a fist and foot style. It's an ankle, elbow, and forearm style. It's meant to break things, specifically people, more often than not.
Well, then I guess it's a good thing I lucked into that. I'm supposed to break people.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that explains that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. As Hal pulls you aside, Lynn's like, okay, crash course on the basics in order to try and get you through this real quick, because Teach does not like being made to wait. So you've clearly got your two gravitational circles that you're able to manipulate around you, right?
Uh-huh.
So the thing is, you can only really, like, juggling multiple things, really difficult. Even I can't really juggle multiple things at once. I can only do 2 circles around me. But that's the thing. I can only do 2 circles around the area. He reaches over and flicks at the thing on his choker. Do you know what perception is?
No, sorry.
It's the sense of it is the sense of perception of your own body in space. So for example, if you're walking through an area and you feel like you're going to clip your shoulder on a doorway based on how your shoulder feels a bit too wide there and its position in space, that's you using perception.
Oh.
For me, I can focus and like do my 2 bubbles outside of me, but when it comes to using my semblance, I can also apply it to my own sense of my own body. It only works around me, but I can make that 3rd bubble around myself. And the way that I can end up doing it is he once again flicks the choker, and it gives off a little bit of a sound. By focusing on the where this thing is in space, as if it's an extension of my own body, I'm able to start keeping track of its position, which lets me focus my own gravity side to side. It's more like a mnemonic than anything else, a shortcut. I'm sure that by the time I turn 30, I'm going to be able to control more bubbles. But right now, as long as I'm wearing something that I can feel moving around my neck, then I'm able to feel which direction my gravity is being pulled in. If you start wearing something like that, then it can help out a lot. It's actually why my whole team wears chokers. It's kind of like a little team signal. I can flick people's around in order to give all sorts of little touches. It's a whole thing. But yeah, if you get something like that, it doesn't have to be a choker. It can be a bangle. It can be something on a belt. As long as it's something that you can feel moving as an extension of your own body, it should work. I don't recommend your hair, though. it moves way too easily in the wind, and you want something that has enough weight to it that nothing short of a really strong gale is gonna knock it around.
Okay, not like hair. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the crash course on it. Feel free to practice it whenever you've got the time.
Yeah. Thanks for the advice.
Yeah, no problem. Saffron kind of takes a moment to look over the group. Wonder if I've got any lessons I could teach. Hey, Hunter. She gets up onto her feet and starts walking towards you, cracking her knuckles.
Oh.
So that was a pretty flimsy light barrier you put up back there.
Where'd Cindy go?
Yeah, where'd he go?
Sin?
Oh, he did say
Oops,
Cindy.
I forgot I was muted.
Cindy's dead. I thought Cindy was dead.
Yeah, I totally forgot I was muted. Sorry about that. It's just to like raise his eyebrows. I'm like, uh-huh.
Yeah, so do you want to make it stronger?
Yes.
Cool. Let's see, what's the best way to put this? Make a barrier in front of me.
He's gonna snap his
put it
fingers and do
around-
so.
Make it around thigh level on me. Make it, sideways. I'm gonna do a kick into it from the side, so,
Okay. He's gonna set up almost like a boxer would.
Okay, cool. Let's see. She's gonna rear back and take a heavy swing right into it, and sure enough, it smashes through it.
Yeah.
As impervious resounds around her shin. Cool. God, Nyla, what was the scientific way of putting it? He's like, no, we're not doing the science thing here. Triangles are really strong. Make your wall out of little triangles. He's like, yeah, what she said.
More
You make little
triangles.
triangles, and the thing is, not just like triangles, 3D triangles. Pyramids. Yes,
Wait,
pyramids. Make
Could
them
I
so
do?
you make
Could I
little
do that
pyramids.
with octagons?
Wait, what was it?
Hexagons. Could I do
Hexagons
that
are
with
the
Hexagons or the
hexagons.
pestagons?
I mean, if you think about it, a hexagon is just like a triangle with extra steps. It's a bunch of triangles.
Dude, bees! Be like a bee!
could do multiple triangles
Bees get
into
it.
a hexagon?
Yeah. You can if you kind of make a little structure out of. I mean, she focuses on impervious around her, and you can see looking closely at the structure of it, rather than just being a solid armor that's completely smooth. There's small triangles that kind of go up and down a bit in order to create a textured surface. It's like technically the texturing would decrease the overall resilience of it, but it also means that it can deal damage when something impacts against it. So, for example, if I were to kick it, it might deal damage because it's basically little spikes through the shapes of the triangles. You can also create more of a triangular support structure by creating 2 layers of the thing. She creates 2 layers of impervious, and it's clear her focus is now very much on it as she's trying to force it to take the shapes. And if you make triangle support shapes between the 2 layers and flatten it, she then raises her hands above her head into a like a little hammer strike with her fingers together, and swings down hard against her own shin. And there's the sound of crashing and the sound of glass shattering as she breaks through her own impervious with her swing downwards.
Jesus.
There we go. You can create a structure that's far more rigid and harder to damage. It becomes stronger, harder. It's
Better, faster.
It's a lot of things. It means that if you're taking a sharp hit, the momentum will carry into you more, but it means that if you're hitting something else, it'll end up carrying that momentum into them. God, it takes so much focus. Her impervious falls around her as she shakes her hands out. But yeah, you can make it stronger and potentially even hurt people who try to break through it by doing that. And if you create layers, you could even make a spiky layer on one side and then a flat layer on your side. so that if you get smacked with it, it doesn't spike you up. But if they smack it into you, they get spiked up, you know?
Interesting. I could do a honeycomb, and then inside the honeycomb put
Bees!
triangles.
Bees.
Yeah, that honeycombs are pretty strong, I think.
And flexible.
Bees.
Impressive.
And she looks over at Jack. I don't know. I don't have any advice for your semblance. It seems like it's just doesn't seem like the kind of thing that you need to get like super creative with. It seems like the kind of thing where you're just gonna blow someone's block clean off.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. He kind of
Yeah.
sits there. My only issue is application past possible physical. I only use it to physically hurt people. I could probably try to use it as a boost to other physicalities, but I haven't tried that because most of the time when it's active, I'm mid fight.
You should
And
have
they're
me
Oh,
shoot
oh,
you
I've
and
got an
then
idea.
jump.
Grit your teeth.
Alright.
What?
She's just gonna cold. She's with that warning. She's just immediately gonna throw a pair of right hooks right at your jaw. Just to build up the charge.
Jackalope's immediate reaction is to meet it with his forehead. Again, boxer mentality kicks in. Meet it with something that isn't gonna rattle your brain.
God.
As both impacts, you'd end up getting charged. It's like, cool. So like, I'm gonna punch you in the stomach. Just release your charged up aura into your stomach at the same time.
Okay.
Oh, and let yourself slide back too. She rears her hand back and throws a punch right to your gut. I assume you use your stored success?
Yep.
Okay. As it impacts against her hand is pushed slightly back from the force of it, and your own energy pushes you away from her blow. There's still a slight impact as she hits your stomach, but there's pretty much no damage as you basically are able to push yourself out of the way of the blow.
Oh, neat.
Yeah. Can't, way I see it, it's like they can't hit you if you hit yourself first, but you don't hurt yourself.
Words of
know?
wisdom.
Jackalope looks at it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Earth is wrong
And,
with you people.
Little Miss Glitterpants, I got nothing for you.
Yeah.
Not at all. I have no clue how to help you with your semblance there.
Yeah. My wins fueled by love and friendship and gooey stuff, I guess.
That's just so weird.
Well, ignore that
You're
last
weird.
one.
Oh, yeah. Here. Jackalope kind of knocks his hand together. I have an idea. Your
Yeah?
fighting style is pretty grapple heavy, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I-
I don't know how to describe it. It's explosives and cool guns go brr.
Well, for you, Katie, I think I have an idea for those explosive birds. Or rather, you could have Jackalope attempts to explain as best he can, because my brain going burr, how she could set up tiny explosives using tiny grim creatures. So
Oh
that
man,
she
why do
can
I just imagine tiny
she
little Grims walking around like
like area traps. Like somebody walks over
Hunters
and they
don't like
explode.
kind of like rub his chin for a second. He's
Oh.
like, what if you had the Grim eat the explosive and then latch themselves onto the enemy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but
Oh
I don't
my
know if she would
gosh.
like them to explode unless she doesn't the ones that don't have like sentience yet.
Well, so my Grim they're kind of like plushies, right? That's how
Oh.
I like to think of it. Like I kind of make the plushies and then kind of animate them.
I
So
see.
they're not like the Grim that come out of the pool things.
Yeah.
So if you make a tiny dog-like creature and you shove an IED down its throat and then you throw it at your enemy and it latches onto their shoulder by biting into their shoulder like a velociraptor would, and then they blow up in their face, that would be pretty effective. Kind of like a weird velociraptor that had a very bad day.
That would be pretty effective. Oh,
Yep.
like this. Kitty like makes a snake and then just like slowly starts to hand it a grenade.
Yeah, hey, maybe don't do that in the med bay, Nyla shouts.
But it would look so cool.
Yeah. Okay.
I want like a
I am not going
demonstration.
to debate that point. I'm going to debate the point that this is a med bay. We should not be blowing it up. Please, do not blow up the med bay.
Fine.
You want to still detonate that?
That is the opposite of what I just said.
I would like to still detonate that.
Oh no.
Jackalope walks over to the closest door and opens it. Go on.
Yay!
Oh my god.
No.
God.
Look inside. You'll be confused, but just don't worry about it.
Talking to the
Oh,
onlookers, saying that.
What the heck? Is that a warehouse?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's a closet door.
Uh-huh.
Figure on the inside.
Magic door.
You're a wizard. Wait, no, that's before my time.
Yo, wizard Harry.
Yeah, it's look. As he sends in the thing. Thankfully, Jackalope's warehouse has very little in it, except for his actual house, loft, and med bay. His personal med bay. You should be able to set it off in the middle. There's nothing in there.
Okay. Okay, so you're gonna run inside and like set the
I can
snake on the
shoot
ground.
it if you need help.
Let's all peer around the door frame watching this.
So Katie runs inside and then just like hands the snake the grenade. And the snake's just kind of like num 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 num.
You can see a clear bulge in it where the snakes is currently holding the grenade.
And then she like sets it down on the ground. It's like, okay, so my idea here is that the snake basically works as a moving landmine. Yeah?
Yeah.
And then like you can just send the snake out all stealthy like, and then if it gets like shot or like stepped on, that's my thing, and then it'll explode. That's
Why
Hunter
are you
slowly
like
starts
this?
lowering his sniper at it.
You're asking us why we're like this. When I
I feel that's a
opened-
good question.
I mean, why not? Everything is trying to kill you. Sanity doesn't go very far.
They need me to shoot the snake.
sure, I guess, unless one of you would like to step on it for demonstration purposes.
No, I don't think so.
Chunk chunk.
All right, satisfy your urges, weirdo.
Sweet.
She's like, I'm doing you a favor.
Shut dunk.
I don't know what happens if you pierce the wall of a warehouse.
Oh.
I don't think it's possible.
I don't know. We'll find out. with
First for
that.
everything.
Well, as you basically set off the grenade and the like, it does explode pretty dramatically. It's
That's a
as
lot
it
of
goes
glitter.
off. Yeah, it sets off the glitter grenade, and there's a considerable amount of glitter and damage to the surrounding area, but there's only really like scorch marks on the ground. Doesn't seem to have dealt any structural damage at all.
Oh, cool.
Weird.
So how much power
How
do I
much
have to-
fucking force did you put into that Grim to damage the ground?
Yes.
don't. He looks at his arm. Maybe 8 charges is maybe what I said was a little more accurate than I thought.
Amazed the rest of you wasn't badly scarred.
To be fair, the charge does stay localized.
True.
Unlike Yang's per se, hers pushed outwards. Mine only went out to a certain degree past the point of impact, but stayed within that range on purpose. I'm pretty sure. So that maximum force, because again, it's kinetic absorption and distribution, but that distribution is still a limited range. That's why I don't have anything long range on me.
That's why you got me. He's just not a sniper rifle.
Yeah, accurate. As Jackalope's just slowly going to close the door and open it to the closet and just kind of leave it open.
Did you just
And it's
leave Katie in there?
Oh, yeah, right. He's gonna open. Well, you can't close. He's gonna close the door, open it. All right, Katie's in there. Come on, Katie.
Okay. She lays out of the
Attempts to
closet.
close it, be like, oh wait, oh it's still open. Come on.
All right. Katie's in there. Closes it, reopens it to a normal closet, just walks away from the closet door and sits back down. Gonna leave
Nice.
the other team with that confusion.
Rest of act, so acting like it's just a normal Tuesday, just like
Yeah.
Oops,
Saffron
accidentally
and
said-
Hal just seem to be rolling with it. Meanwhile, Citrine is just like, honestly, you can break the laws of physics as long as you don't break the laws of man. Please don't commit crimes. Nyla is the
You're
only one
asking
who's
a
still
lot.
conflicted about the fact that you are clearly violating the laws of physics here.
As Jackal points his finger, question: which law?
I thought this place was already magical enough.
Because technically, to do our job, sometimes we have to break the laws of man, but it also depends on which laws, because each country is slightly different.
It's true.
So, is it okay to break some laws of man? As long as it's within reason?
Only a few, as a treat.
Fair.
Give him a surprise.
You know what? I feel like you're not asking me about this in order to actually facilitate a conversation about the implications of morality and ethics. In order to explore the question of whether or not rebellion becomes obligation under a system of tyranny, I feel like you're asking this question to taunt me because you know that I can't engage in a debate about this in a reasonable manner without immediately getting this ridiculousness thrown in my face every 5 minutes.
Jackalope is, you know, the goose's smug face? Just Jackalope's gonna look at the goose and just start looking smug, and he's gonna look back at her, and it's just he's going to attempt without words to communicate. Look smug with me, please, this once.
The goose takes a moment, contemplates deeply, and ultimately chooses that yes, he shall be smug with you.
It's just smug looks.
Mug.
Great. Wonderful. Yeah, no, this is great. This is wonderful. I love this. I so don't regret choosing to sign up to be a hired mercenary basically for the rest of my life. Ooh boy, I sure love being the police. Ooh, look at me. Ah!
As Jax is gonna look at his group with a smug face, like, I broke her, I win.
Oh. I love being the police.
The real question, did I join the right side or did I join the tired side?
True. It seems like they need more cookies and cake.
You don't have some in your warehouse, do you?
I don't know how my kitchen's doing.
Right.
Well, almost everything is like fine there. There's just the one major issue that anything that was glass is broken, and anywhere that was next to glass is covered in glass.
Oh.
So I mean, if you were using glassware, certainly that's broken. You're gonna have to get a replacement. But if we're talking like a 8x8 baking square container thing for like cakes, that's not gonna break.
Well, I did
You'd
take
beat someone
baking
to death with
classes
one
in
of those.
college. It's one of our classes we have to take.
There's legitimate confusion from the rest of from the other team. They're like, what?
Dancing as well.
Hunter just kind of looks at you and
What?
he just goes, it's such a peaceful life. Kind of jealous.
I
Yeah.
quite enjoyed it.
You're like the one normal person here.
Yeah.
Hanging out in the library was quite enjoyable as well.
The heck's a library?
Libraries are kind of nice.
I can make.
Now they look confused at you. He's like, okay, hold up. Yeah, no, libraries are. Where did you? Even Mistral has libraries. Where did you grow up? Nyla asks.
Jacob looks at her, confused at all of you. He's like, what the heck's a library? And
It's
he's going to answer his actual home. I grew up in America.
What the fuck is in America?
Oh,
Library is a
forgot you were a
place
group in
full of
America.
books, Jackalope. It's a building typically.
Oh, well, you could consider the place. Oh, as Jekyll like, I grew up in an orphanage like place. Yeah, there wasn't books there. There was guns, bomb classes, how to decapitate your enemy if they're in your arms classes. That was a weird one.
How to bake a peach
Guerrilla
cobbler.
war, guerrilla warfare was a
What the
fun
heck?
class. It's how I learned how to set bombs. Weirdly enough, it wasn't in bomb class. You don't learn how to disarm bombs in bomb class. Guerrilla warfare was where you learned how to arm them and set them in holes or make punji sticks. Oh, there
I'm
was also
sorry. Your orphanage had these classes?
Orphanage?
I did technically say I grew up in a program where people give up their kids to
Yeah.
not go in
did
the
Oh.
military.
Yeah, Hal's response is like, "Oh yeah, no, that sounds pretty normal. Like a lot of the orphanages will set up kids in order to make sure that they go into combat academies as they grow up. Because like, what else are you going to have a bunch of impoverished kids do with their lives? Like send them to combat school, train them up, make them into hunters."
Oh,
Yeah.
so
And
they
there's
didn't have.
Citrine immediately was like, "There are so many moral implications about what you're saying right now that I am not comfortable with."
I'm so
You
surprised that they didn't have like a sewing class.
Oh no, that we like they taught sewing. Like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
an integral skill.
yeah,
Like
yeah, you
straight
have
up,
to.
that you need to know that.
Yeah, if you have an injury or your arm's hanging off, you kind of have to sew it back on to staunch the bleeding in some cases.
Not even just that, but like if you're inside of an area that's like really cold and your clothes get ripped up and you get exposed to the elements, you're screwed.
Yeah,
Or
there was
you need to like it's just like basic care for your tools.
Well, then why didn't you have cooking classes? That's how to take
I
care of yourself, right?
They
I mean, I,
taught we got taught how to make jerky out of meat. That's good enough.
yeah.
I cooked mine usually
to
on
be fair,
fire. I just kind of shoved meat on top of the fire till it
Yeah.
cooked.
That's not how.
I mean, if we had enough downtime between moving between zones and or locations, between firefights and disarming bombs, typically we were either moving, camped out, or we were at a outpost. And usually, when we got to the outpost, is when we would make jerky, boil new bags of water to use, and typically sew up clothing.
I was banned from the work
Yeah.
break room because I attempted to use the microwave to make my trademark parfait a la Defiance of God.
The heck's a
Oh.
microwave?
What?
Yeah. It got added to the list of things I wasn't able to touch. I'm very proud of it.
Question:
We're
how
still
long is the
employed there.
list?
Last I checked, I think it might have been in the triple digits.
Oh,
After a while I wasn't
Yeah.
allowed to see it because I kept trying to
Nyla
modify
says,
it.
Nyla is like, yeah, technically Saffron's not allowed to use the microwave in our place, but that's because she keeps using it to microwave fish. It's not because of a defiance of God.
wait, you guys have a place?
Yeah. We have a dorm room.
Yeah, all hunters do.
Yeah.
Oh,
This is an academy. You gather all of the students together so that they can be in the same geographic location. It fosters a sense of unity, as well as if you ask Citrine over here, it fosters a loss of individuality and a sense of complacency towards the idea of groupthink. Yeah,
huh.
fucking killjoy. It's not killjoy. It's morals and ethics. And oh my god, why are you like this? Why is I'm taking a nap. I'm done with you. I'm done. And
I
she just
know
rolls
who
over in the
she
bed.
is. Yeah, Jackal like snaps his fingers. I know what she is in your group. She's the Karen.
Nah.
She Karen for everybody, even if
Karen.
we don't want her to.
I learned how to skin a creature.
Well, yeah.
Karen.
If
Yeah.
you don't skin it, you can't get the meat. You can't make
Exactly.
the jerky.
And then, you use the meat in order to attract other creatures, and then you hunt those creatures, and the bigger they are, the more meat they need, so you place down a bunch of meat.
Yes.
It's usually why I don't cook very often, too. Well, unless I was doing it for bait.
So I don't know what you were hunting, but honey potting is really not allowed here. Because we
Honey
hunt
potting?
Grim. Honey pot. How do you not know the term for the exact thing that you just described?
Oh.
Where you set up the bait, because for Grimm, the only bait is humans wrapped in despair, so we're not allowed to make people feel overwhelming existential despair in order to attract the Grimm. Though, funnily enough, our entire team is built around breaking the hopes and dreams of the enemy combatants so that they're easier to take down. So technically, we're literally doing the thing that is considered a violation of national law. So, you know, gotta love that. Citrine, you called it the doctrine of double effect?
I mean, technically, we could do that. I mean, all I have to do is, you know, remember what I did before all of this, and that's always a fun one. I suppress a lot of memories constantly.
I
Yeah,
actually
I just
always
had
carry.
fun hunting.
I actually always carry a thing of Grim bait on me at all times, just in case. I forgot I had this.
Like actual bait for Grim that isn't. Wait, are you carrying a person on you?
No? Oh, unless you're talking about me. I carry me
Actually, there's
on
a
me at
low
all
whisper
times.
from you hear even more groaning from Citrine before Hal's like, as a heads up, Grimbait is like really illegal.
Oh,
Yeah, so
I
like
didn't know that.
so is bringing Grim into a populated city. So it's
Oh,
not like
that's why.
yeah. There's a whole thing.
I live life on
honest-
the edge.
Wait,
yeah, I'm getting that. I can actually, like, if you listen really closely, you can hear Citrine's heart breaking right now.
wait. I have a question then. What about the what about the academy? There's literally Grim all over the place below us.
Yeah, but like for research purposes.
I feel
If
like
it's for science,
you guys didn't spend
If it's
most
for
of your.
science, then it's totally fine.
I
before you
feel like
then
the rest of you
immediately-
guys didn't spend most of your teenage years hunting things the size of Goliath because it was having fun trying to eat you.
Citrine pulls her head out of the pillow. It's fine if the ruling class does it because they have the power and decide what's legal. So it's fine if Ozma breaks the law, isn't it? Ah! And just throws her head back into the pillow.
See, this is why I never
good?
dealt with money.
No, I'm not good. I'm not good. You're making me go through an existential crisis, and I already had my quota for this week.
Do you want some pigskins?
What?
What about the jerky?
Like-
Do you still
I was
Like
trying to switch. Hey, do you want?
The-
Do you want to cuddle a puppy? It makes me feel better.
Is the puppy a Grim?
Would you like to cuddle the goose instead?
No, the goose scares me.
Trust me, the goose
Yeah,
is much
okay.
the goose is much scarier than the Grim.
Yeah.
Okay, well, okay, look, my Grim puppies are very cute and small right now, okay? I have a tiny little snaky boy. You can hold him in the palm of your hand. It calms me down.
If you've ever seen a Grim
Yes,
eat
counter
aura
argument.
before,
That
here
would
you
make
go.
me that would make me an accessory to the crime of smuggling in Grim into this populated city.
You
But
can
we
say
didn't
I
say
forced you
It's illegal.
to.
But
Then I would be lying, and if I am lying, then that is also morally dubious at best.
Do you like scientific advancements?
Not at the cost of morals.
Oh no,
Which
in
is
this
the
case,
point.
if Katie just pulls out the Grim that's feeding on aura, you can see it.
Why would it?
yeah,
It does that.
Yeah, don't ask. By the
Scientific
way,
advancements.
you are saying something technically wrong. We did not smuggle the Grim in. Ozma and his assistant both are aware of her Grim.
Yeah, they let us.
Mm-hmm.
So even the highest system of government is giving a system of exceptions to those that they deem fit based on their own systems instead of following the laws.
Yeah.
It means you're not breaking the
worse.
law.
You are! You are breaking the law. It's just that those who are supposed to be enforcing the laws are choosing not to do so on a selective basis. You know,
Is
Oh
she
my God.
okay?
Well, you know, I feel that your personality is just suited for the job that you have, so stay strong.
at that Hal's like, oh yeah, this happens like every week or so. She has a big old existential breakdown. So like we live in an imperfect world, and she tries to live an ideal life where she views herself as being a hero and is constantly having to make compromises.
Oh, so she's got the hero complex.
Oh yeah, no, it's really bad.
Would you like to
Just
talk
the
about
grin.
hunting
No comment.
Nevermores or Goliaths? Those are fun.
Just the grin that slowly forms on Jackalop's face.
Look,
No
she
comment.
she looks up and is like, "Look, I'm not saying I want to save everyone. I'm just saying I want to save everyone in front of me all of the time, no exceptions."
So what
I
if you have
can
to choose
understand.
between the two of them and both of them are equally evil, but you have to save one because it's morally right to do so?
You see, that's the kind of question that would invite a huge ethical debate. But you're not asking to be to engage me in ethical debate. You're asking me to be a dick.
Yes. Yes, I am. I'm asking you to
Tom-
make a choice because you have to choose the lesser of two evils. However, if you choose the lesser of two evils, you're still choosing evil. But
Yeah.
it's morally wrong to let them both die.
That is correct. So, in other words, I should immediately choose to, end this conversation because I hate your hypotheticals. I hate them. They make me feel bad in my heart.
Jackalop just looks at the rest of her group and grins. I'm sorry. I do this to Lynn all the time. I make no exceptions on this front. At least
there are
look at-
there are way too many thoughts going on right now. I need to hold a tiny puppy now.
Okay.
You pulling
Katie pulls
out
out a Fluffy.
the
Yeah. As Jackalop looks at Lynn, see, Lynn, I'm not just gonna do it to you. I'm gonna do it to anyone with a hero complex.
I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna congratulate you.
Aw, you make me happy. You're learning.
stares
I can
at
give you a small clap. I raise my thumb and my finger, and I do a fake
Dot,
little
dot.
clap.
stares at Katie pulling out Fluffy.
That Citrine sees you pulling out the grim is like, I can't even pretend that I don't see it because I can see it, and pretending I don't see it would be a lie, and a lie would be breaking my moral maxim, which would be bad. That's ethically not a good thing to do. I'm now caught in an ethical catch-22 by the right of your existence, but I can't hold you to... It's your semblance. It's something you're born with. Judging you for it would be
Oh,
bad,
this
right?
one isn't her semblance.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I tamed this one. That's technically my
She's gonna
semblance.
break. Stop, guys.
Why?
The creature
my
was not originally hers.
Technically, she tamed it on the way, and then she used it to fight the White Fang, and then it just became her pet that we've had with us since meeting her.
I shot it a couple
hero. He
times.
saved lives.
So it's a grim that you allow to survive because it functionally is the lesser evil. It allows you
shot
to
it a
achieve a
couple
greater
times.
good with a lesser evil. You're taking down the baddies with it, but it's still. Oh my god! Why are
doesn't
you a
hurt anyone
walking
anymore.
moral conundrum? I hate this.
I mean, technically, our group is a technical walking moral conundrum. I don't care if people live or die as long as I get the high I'm after. I'm an adrenaline junkie, not a battle junkie, adrenaline junkie. I don't kill people because I don't want to. I don't kill people because that's boring.
I'm trying to
Okay,
find something more
Great.
exciting than
You subscribe to
Grim
classical
Goliath.
hedonism under the moral philosophy that maximizing the overall concept of pleasure is perfectly fine. It's fine. That's a respectable enough version of philosophy. That's fine. That's understandable.
I'm trying to find something bigger than a Grim Griffin to hunt so I can take a picture of myself killing it.
Yes, that's
just
also
weird.
hedonism. I'm surrounded by hedonists. What? Oh my god.
Is
It's pretty fun.
so
Nyla raised her hand. Actually, I'm a utilitarian. It's like,
Ah.
somehow that's so much worse. I know what you consider the greater good, Nyla, and I am pretty sure that that your greater good should be illegal in at least 3 countries.
Wait, what's nihilism?
Nihilism is not really a system of ethical philosophy.
Wait. Oh no, utilitarianism.
It's where it's the idea that if you maximize the positive outcomes of your actions and you always choose that, then that is the moral and ethical thing to do. So, for example, if you could save 100 people by flaying one man alive and making him suffer greatly, then you should always flay the man 100% of the time, because his suffering, while incredible, it pales in comparison to the suffering of 100 others who all die. So, therefore, according to utilitarianism, it's totally fine that you just tortured that man. It's totally fine.
Oh, so that's what they meant by when they said I grew up in a utilitarian regime.
No, they probably said totalitarian, That's
No.
completely different.
No.
Utilitarian isn't really a regime, so to say. It's more of a. Oh my god. I genuinely can't tell if you're fucking with me because you keep asking really good questions, and like almost all the time they're questions that you're doing this to torture me, to mess with me. You're oh my god, you're torturing me because you're a hedonist and you're pursuing the immediate pleasure, and my brain hurts.
Actually, it's a 50-50. A lot of these things I don't actually know. I grew up where the military was my life. There's a lot of things I don't know. The other half is you're absolutely on point, but again, it's half and half.
Ooh, what's my moral philosophy? I think puppies are cute.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I don't know what
I
a
don't
lot of
know.
those words mean.
She isn't gonna break by us messing with her, yeah?
Nyla shrugs. Oh yeah, I mean, like, she probably will, but I mean, the greatest stained glass murals are made out of broken glass in the first place. So, like, I mean, just because she breaks doesn't mean that, it doesn't result in something beautiful coming out of it.
Ah.
Stop justifying my psychological torture.
I offered a therapy puppy.
Your therapy puppy is a crime.
He doesn't
Isn't it?
commit
Called out.
crime
He
anymore.
doesn't commit a crime, he is a crime. And I now realize that classifying an entire race of beings as a crime simply for existing is probably not a good thing. But you know what? I can't afford to explore that thought right now because
No.
I'm freaking out.
No, you're right on that one, given that they want all of us dead.
Unless we change something.
Yeah, we still have to figure that out.
You gotta kill it. The big thing.
Yeah, but we're gonna need a bigger gun for that.
You're gonna need a lot more than just a bigger gun.
Hunter looks at his gun. I could make one.
Yeah. A few moments later, and there's like, oh my god, why are you making Citrine cry again? Nyla, did you do this? Salem walks in with a annoyed look on her face.
I could probably
Actually,
make
this
an
time
anti-tank
wasn't
gun.
me. Mostly. It mostly wasn't me. I helped a little.
I helped give
Look,
damage.
all I did was ask questions, and she broke down once she answered my question, and asked a question. I answered her as truthfully as I could.
Sometimes an individual who possesses naivete needs to have it broken not by their companions, but by the world itself, Jackalope.
But
And
she's
that
not.
another voice says, alternatively, perhaps the naivete should be fostered so that a different perspective can evolve. And Ozma walks in.
I could probably build a cannon-sized gun.
Yeah, that would probably help with our problems.
I offered therapy puppy.
She did offer her the therapy Grim. He is actually nice. Can confirm.
If it does help at all, Citrine, as headmaster, I wouldn't hold you accountable for taking care of the therapy thing in order to feel better about yourself. She's like, that actually makes me feel worse. I feel like everyone should be held accountable for their actions, and that simply knowing the person in charge shouldn't make you exempt from them.
Well,
why is that such a crazy idea? Why
we don't
is that
know
so...
them very well.
Oh my god. She rolls over in her bed and refuses to look
Well-
over at Ozma.
Well, if you think about it, I mean, like, the only reason it's a crime is because, like, the people on top said it was, right? So what if the people on top are just wrong? And because, I mean, like, this guy isn't going to hurt people, so the reason that it would be a crime must be inherently mistaken.
We also don't know Ozma very well.
Rules and ethics do not make something morally right. Morally right makes rules and ethics.
More rules and ethics are literally what makes things morally right. That's literally what like ethical rules are all about. If you're talking about laws specifically, then yes, that defines what's legal, not what's right. But phrasing is incredibly important. And oh, I'm so lightheaded now.
You good?
No,
Want an
I
ice
don't
cream?
think I've been taking a breath. I would like an ice cream, thank you.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to the closet.
Your closet work. I don't. Nope. It's laws of physics. Break them all you like. I don't care.
Okay,
can
you
make a
do realize
parfait.
that semblances, by all means, break every natural law of any world, right?
No, they don't. Because semblances are natural. They occur within nature here if they don't violate any of the natural laws. They
Wrong
can
laws of
occur
Literally,
physics,
naturally as an
Jackie.
expression of aura, which is in itself an essence that is an expression of the soul. Rather than conforming to standardized systems, it's more like a system unto itself. And that system of natural laws is not in defiance of natural laws simply because it falls under a different subset.
I mean, he makes light barriers literally out of light itself. Those two literally defy the laws of gravity on a regular.
Yeah.
I take energy which should automatically distribute itself through my body, and instead I store it somehow, even though energy distributes quite quickly and typically instantaneously.
Well, yeah, that's according to that would be based on the laws of physics that is specifically applied to non-aura focused stuff. Once you start injecting aura into the system, you fall under a different classification of natural laws. So,
What about me?
I don't know. You are an enigma that I think should be studied. Except I'm worried that if I actually tried to get you studied, you would instead undergo a considerable amount of torturous experimentation to figure out how your semblance works so that people can control Grimm. And I don't want to subject anyone to torture because, apparently a hot take here, Nyla, but torture is bad.
You know, there are already people who do control Grimm.
What?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
Jekyll just sits there. Yeah, there's an entire group in Mistral called the Family, as Jekyll air quotes, and they literally write on Grimm.
She immediately looks at Ozma and he's like, to be fair, you are only a second year, so it's not too surprising that you haven't been taught that material in your classes yet. It's like, great, okay, great,
Lene comes
wonderful.
back with a. She holds out a little cup of ice cream, some scoops. It's swirls, so it's chocolate and vanilla.
I still think
Thank you.
therapy cuddles would make you feel better.
It would if they weren't with Grimm.
What if you cuddled the lion lady?
Is that Fluffy?
I don't know.
She
Are
does
your
look
ears
fluffy.
fluffy?
Saffron shrugs. Oh, I'm not a cuddler.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not actually comfortable with physical contact with others unless that physical contact is being conducted through combat. I was told that it's a thing because of the way I grew up. My therapist is very nice about it.
You can cuddle me.
Ah,
My ears are fluffy.
you know, that makes a lot more sense now.
She clicks her tongue and gives you double finger guns.
Jekyll gives her a thumbs up. Important to understand boundaries that you're not willing to break.
She's like, I think I'm going to go for a walk. I think I need to clear my head because you are all posing so many ethical quandaries that I think I'm getting a stomachache.
The ice cream wasn't helping.
I am taking the ice cream with me. Do you need the bowl back?
No, I have multiple sets. It's okay.
Okay, I will. I mean, if I see you again, I'll give you back the bowl because that seems only fair and right. But I will not go out of my way to hunt you down to return the bowl because I don't
That
need to
seems fair.
justify my actions right now. I'm just so tired.
It's okay.
And
We'll be back.
she walks out very dejectedly, scooping tiny amounts of ice cream into her mouth.
I have done a good deed today.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Nyla says, "No, we haven't. We're terrible people."
No. I've done a good deed because I'm happy.
Right, because she said that moral law of hedonism is that the moral thing is to do what maximizes pleasure. So if you're maximizing your pleasure, what you did was a good thing.
According to her, yes.
Nice. There's a even louder screaming sound from outside as she was apparently not outside of earshot by then.
Poor girl. I should have given her a cookie as well.
Salem looks between the groups like, I left you alone for not even 5 minutes, and somehow you have managed to re-traumatize a child.
Wouldn't be
Yep.
my first time.
Probably not his last.
No.
All
I don't
right.
think I did anything
Well-
wrong.
You know, the funniest thing is, I don't think she would disagree with you on principle. But I think that the fact that she can't disagree on principle is part of the principle that is itself a problem.
Probably.
So we're going to leave her to her existential crises, and you other three. What the heck is that?
I believe your alarm.
9 p.m.
Is that my phone?
Yep,
Yeah.
that's 9 p.m. alarm.
We had a lot of fun torturing this poor girl.
Yeah, apparently y'all spent a lot.
I've enjoyed the talk.
Yeah, basically y'all just ran into season 1 Shidi Anagonye. So, yeah, yeah, that. But yeah,
Okay,
as
cool.
everything's there, just like, all right, now the rest of Team Phoenix will return to their domicile in order to recuperate from their extensive training. In the meantime, the 4 of you, what's your team name?
Oh, we had it, didn't we? We posted it.
Oh,
Hold on.
it was Jackalhide.
Oh, yeah.
Was it?
Was
Think.
it?
Yeah.
I don't
Huh.
remember.
Because we went through. We're like, hey, we need a name.
Trying to remember where we
Jackal.
posted it.
Yeah.
It had to be
It's
Hyde
Jackalhide.
because we need the H. It was
Yeah, I think it was
Jackalhide.
Hyde. Wait, no, but Jay was in front. Where the hell
Look
did
at
we
the general
put it?
chat.
Hold on,
It's
hold on.
somewhere
I've got
in
it.
there.
I've got it.
Oh, you're right. Wait, yeah, Team Jackalhide. Yeah,
I told
Yeah.
you.
because it's JHKL, Jackalhide.
Yeah, because we're like, what the heck has these things?
I don't know where the hide
it-
came from, but I like it.
It's hide is
Unless you need an
specifically it's
H.
the color of the hide of a jackal.
Yeah.
Mhm. Which is
Wait, why
also
did we
related
need
to
an H? Oh, Hunter.
Dr. Jackal
Okay.
and Mr. Hyde. Which
Yeah,
is just
it's,
very funny.
Yeah. As she's like, all right, now I'm going to lead Team Jackal Hyde to the newest location that we'll need their assistance with. Don't worry, you won't be needing to engage against any Grim, as I'm sure that would be a sticking point for one of you.
Yay!
Aww.
Now, I will. I have one more question to ask, but first, Phoenix, leave. And the 3 of them kind of get up and file out. Hal tossing back the look of almost suspicion at Salem's back for a moment before finally leaving the room.
Bye bye. Have a good day.
See
We
ya.
wave.
Salem nods and then proceeds to raise her wand and flick it around a little bit. There. Now, it is my understanding that you would have issues engaging against Grim in acts of violence. I
Nope.
must ask. You are not the one I was talking about, Hunter.
Ah.
I feel like from context clues, it should have been clear that I'm saying that that one would have trouble with fighting Grim.
Oh, I thought you were just directing it to the full party.
Ozma then pipes in, he's like, they are literally teenagers, Salem. I would recommend giving them a bit of a benefit of the doubt when they respond as such. You're right. While you might have issues facing off against Grim, I must ask, will you have any similar qualms with facing off against the Gospels?
Nope.
Slowly looks
Well,
at Lynn.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone else looks at
We're
Lynn.
still in an impasse of how to take care of them, but we do know if they don't have entire sentience at the beginning. So
They also told us that if we took one of them down, they wouldn't hold us against us because even from their perspectives, their unsentient brothers are like dogs.
right, but if we can go around it, then why kill something that you know would, like, be able to talk?
Essentially, we'll
Weird.
try not to kill him.
If they're sentient.
but we'll
that's a
probably kill him.
That's a little bit of trouble, considering the fact that we would like your assistance in dispatching one that has been sighted.
Kind of depends on like how bad the dispatch is, because we can typically deal with it if it's like they're going rampant and there's
There were
no way
6
for us to contain it.
bodies found.
Do you think we should shove it in the fridge?
Hey,
Need
Hunter.
more space.
Let's cut the jokes for a second. We're actually talking people here. 6 bodies. What were the
Yes.
states?
Well, it took a considerable amount of effort to determine that they were 6 unique bodies. They were found in a ball.
Jeez.
That's new. Okay.
Yeah, that isn't their usual MO.
Yeah, normally they eat people and not leave something behind. So that was already curious to me. They were a ball.
Yes.
Nothing was missing particularly.
Well, there was difficulty identifying where some of their organs began and where the others ended. These were not simply squished together like a compression force. Rather, there's melding going on in the flesh. One of their hearts, on one side, you could tell that it began with several atriums, but the passages that went through seemed irregular. Something caused the flesh to warp and combine together.
Are you sure you're hunting a white mask folk?
Well, that's certainly an interesting question. She reaches into her pocket and pulls out a fragment of a mask.
Oh,
So they're a masked one then. Great.
maybe it's like a different kind of gospel. Yeah.
Gospel.
Definitely not their
Yeah,
usual
just-
MO.
Yeah.
But if they're sentient and they're a danger, well, nothing we really can do aside from eliminate them.
Well, if they're sentient, who chose these actions, then
They get a bullet.
Yes. I'm glad to hear that you are able to come to such a reasonable conclusion.
well, I don't
6
want people
counts
to-
of murder, and this does seem to be murder, is something that we cannot sit idly by in witness of.
Well, frankly, I'm deeply concerned about what kind of creature could be making them fuse. Because that's going to change our method quite vastly.
Yes. For that reason, due to the nature of it, I am willing to arrange for assistance. She actually tosses the fragments of the mask over to Lynn.
Cough,
If you would
cough,
like,
cough.
if you would prefer to have, say, several hunters assisting you in these activities, I am willing to arrange for such a thing. They would be providing largely exterior support. And of course, you would be responsible as their functional leader to make sure that they all get out alive. But if you're willing to
Honestly?
lead a team, then I would be willing to provide one.
Honestly, I would say having someone as extremely durable as Saffron is would be a great help. But if they're fusing creatures, her durability might not be effective.
Well, if it
It
already
don't-
has a mask, then it doesn't have the will check anymore, or the
Hmm.
Can you give us the name list of the people you'd be sending us so we know we're working with?
I could provide a series of names, but I don't believe it would be particularly helpful if I were to do so. Beyond Team Phoenix, it would be a list of individuals that you hardly know. I can provide you assistance by sending Team RWBY, Team Juniper, Team Cardinal. Do these names even matter?
Ruby
Team
No.
Phoenix is available.
We've been familiarized somewhat with Team RWBY due to the father of two of the girls asking me, particularly, to slug the blonde one in the arm.
We met them in the hallway once.
Mm-hmm.
If you would like assistance, I can provide you with a team. If you do not have a specific team in mind, I will provide you with one of my own choosing. It is entirely up to you whether or not you would prefer that, or if you would prefer to choose them yourself. If you have some level of familiarity with some of the teams, then that may be beneficial. Or it may be beneficial not to have individuals that are you're too attached. Immediately, Ozma like smacks her arms, like fair.
If you think we need other people with us, maybe to get civvies out, that's good. But we're the only ones with experience with these type of creatures, and we know what they're capable of. I'm gonna be a little blunt. I would personally just send them to evac areas once we figure out where it is.
We know where it is, and we've already had the region evacuated. As I've said, the mission I'm assigning you is to terminate the creature, not to discover it.
So wait, do you have like info about like what it looks like and what it's doing and stuff?
No.
Ah.
We simply know where it is thanks to the bodies.
Ah.
Or at least we know where it is due to the fact that it is continuing to be. Humans are not the only things that it seems to have a tendency to merge together. It's just that those are the only ones I care about.
Mm.
Unsurprisingly, even Grimm have a tendency to be merged. However, for the most part, when they were discovered by the hunters running reconnaissance, they were in the process of dematerializing. Grimm's bodies do not become corpses, after all.
Right.
They do have passion against the Grimms, that makes sense.
Yes. Whether it's deer or bears or similar animals, whatever it is, it seems to be manipulating their bodies in some way. For what purposes, we do not know. It simply is. However, I would like it to is not before it can get its hands on even more humans.
We haven't seen too many teams aside from Team RWBY and Team Phoenix. If I had to choose between two of them, Team Phoenix would likely be more effective in this particular regard, especially since their abilities complement ours so well.
Well, I mean, you can kind of understand if we were going for like a capture route. The wires and gravity stuff.
Actually,
Sure.
the wires and gravity would be great help. Keep in
The
mind
wires
these things.
for slicing.
Yeah, Jackalope taps his arm. Do keep in mind that these things can't do stuff with metal.
Mm-hmm.
At least not normally. And if we have her wires, even if he gets rid of them or breaks them, that's no risk to her. Having someone like Saffron being able to double up on my back properly, having someone back me up in a fight. No offense to any of you, but again,
Hunter
short
just
range.
kind of nods.
Having two short range people would be helpful. And having
Honestly,
somebody
the thing I'm liking the most about the idea of Phoenix joining us is the idea that we would have full 360-degree coverage.
Yeah.
I also think it makes sense to use a team that we already kind of know how to work with.
Mm-hmm. And having
Oh,
more
dude.
would be, while it does increase the chances of someone potentially dying, it does increase the chances of the entire team staying alive.
Yeah. Now, a more important question, as Jackalope looks over to Ozma and Salem with a fairly serious look, who are you willing to trust with the information about the Seraphim?
To be frank, this Ozma replies, I would rather more individuals know than not. After all, if worse comes to worse, there are going to be more of them awakening. We have a limited number of incredibly highly competent individuals. There are certain entities that I am able to send across the continents to hunt them down, but once those begin to once the awakening gospels outnumber them, it will be up to the students to pick up the slack. I would rather they be informed sooner rather than later. Salem then responds, I would rather consider it a matter of need to know, but I do understand the nature of wanting to inform our soldiers of what they're going into.
You'll notice that Hunter kind of frowns at the statement of soldier for just a moment.
Similarly, Ozma does the same. Now, whatever the case is, if the Gospels will continue to be a threat, then it is the duty of hunters to confront those that threaten humanity. Therefore, would it not be best for more experienced individuals to lead the less experienced? Have Phoenix or RWBY or whatever team you may decide learn through experience alongside those with experience. I have no qualms with letting them know.
I vote Phoenix. For one, having people with 360 vision on our side, plus, I don't mean to burst any possible bubbles, but if that guy's an actually awakened one, he likely won't be alone.
Philosophical lady can help me with like flipping dropping all the bombs on the guy. Oh, that could be so cool. Team Phoenix.
And she could also keep an eye out for the second one. If memory serves correct, our first encounter there were two, but we only knew of one because the other one stayed hidden.
Mm-hmm.
If
Yeah.
this one
Hunter?
is an absolute psycho, then that's probably what we're dealing with again.
Mm.
Hunter. Opinion?
Team
Oh.
Phoenix sounds good to me.
Well,
Yeah.
then I'll go Team Phoenix as well, since we already kind of know what they can do. And also, I feel like it would be pretty strong with having 2 gravity users and then a bunch of AoE, and then a main fighter.
Mhm.
I guess 2 main fighters for the tanks.
You know, random interesting thought I just had. Imagine if you and Hal both set up gravity wells to make my bullet go like Mach 5.
I'm sure that we can definitely divide it up, or we can focus it.
Imagine how hard that would hit. Be like a railgun.
I wonder if gravity between all of us actually, what is it called, stacks, or it's just, only goes up to terminal velocity.
It's an
No
interesting
better way
thought.
to know than to try.
Sure.
Cool.
So yeah, Salem nods. Then Team Phoenix shall be briefed and prepared. Tomorrow morning you will be sent on the mission. In the meantime, you've already been assigned a dorm room for the 4 of you to be able to rest in. Would you like to be escorted there?
Sure.
Yeah. Sleepover.
All right.
Oh, that sounds
Ozma
fun.
shall lead you. In the meantime, I'm off to handle the paperwork involved.
Have fun.
Did we take back the refrigerator yet?
Yes.
Okay, I want to definitely check on it. If I can like hear it or something.
Knock knock. Listen. Knock knock.
Because I feel like I've been avoiding it for a while. I just hope it's not dead in there or something.
Yeah, when you get close to it, it gets active. It gets active again.
Dun, 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 dun,
Okay.
dun, dun,
So
dun.
it doesn't feel like it's like struggling or it's having a hard time in there or anything than it usually
Oh.
did.
Oh no, it seems like it is having a terrible time being completely trapped in an incredibly small location that it can't escape from.
In complete darkness. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, I hope that when it gets a personality that it won't hate.
Extreme claustrophobia.
Yeah. That would suck.
Yeah.
It's like, is there a way for
Oh,
people
actually,
to...
I'm gonna look at Ozma and say, do you have somewhere for us to put this in the meantime, or
I don't even know.
we're trying
We
to
can store
deliver
it,
it mainly
yes.
so it doesn't continue to injure people and the Gospels get a sentient, non-dangerous friend. brother.
True. We could leave
Thing.
it here and then pick it up when we come back, because we don't know what will happen with the other awakened. Or perhaps awakened.
I mean, like, ship it somewhere.
No. I don't feel too comfortable not knowing what's going to happen to it.
We can hold on to it, and I will prevent Salem from attempting to do anything untoward with it for the time being.
Thank you very much.
Cool.
Though I will say that if you don't come back alive, well, it becomes fair game. He then pats you on the shoulder. So make sure to come back alive, everyone.
I'm determined.
Keep that in mind.
Fair enough.
With that, he leads you to the dorm. It's fine. It's tight and cramped, but it fit 4 beds. It's not cozy, but honestly, for Hunter, who's used to roughing it in the roughage, for Jackalope, who's basically accustomed to either roughing it in the roughage or sleeping in what is basically a freaking pillbox alongside other soldiers, it's fine. Lynn, it's tight and cramped for your tastes. And Katie, you've slept in worse, but you're used to better.
Mm-hmm.
This place is really nice.
That's kind of good. Yeah. The beds, wow, the beds are actually kind of soft.
Yeah. The beds are like actively like pressing up against each other, so like you either sleep feet to feet or your feet are next to someone's head.
They're so soft.
I think I would rather stay in my warehouse, but you guys can knock on something.
Okay.
Or not on the door, but I'll just make a portal. I don't want to close the door off and not let anybody leave.
It's just to like jump onto his bed and lay down, and be like, ah.
Important question.
The beds.
Important question. What's the goose doing?
The goose immediately claimed one of the beds as his own, splayed his entire body across it as wide as his wings could manage, and is currently like dead staring right at Katie with the expectation that she's going to take this bed because he chose it.
Yeah.
He ain't got hands, but he's going to throw them in order to freaking get that thing.
Wait, which bed did he take, though? That's the important one. Which bed?
When you walk into the room, it's the one in the back right, as opposed to like in the back right corner.
Okay.
Hunter would have taken the bottom left.
Close to the door. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Katie just lightly pokes the goose and is like, cuddles?
Jackalope's just going to look at the last 2 beds, look at who he'd be sleeping next to on both sides, going, this is the nicest room I've ever been in. And he's going to take the other 2 beds and sandwich them, put them in, but like, make a little bit of space and just plop in between them. He's not, you have to remember, he's not used to the idea of normal beds. So he literally makes a tiny fort in the middle of the room and just crawls into it and just pops his head out. Comfy.
He's like secure.
He has to have cover. His brain doesn't allow him not to sleep with some form of cover.
Hunter just kind of like leans over, looks at you, and is just like, effective. I used to do that all the time, but with sticks.
Yeah, I want something just in case we get shot at.
Yeah, fair. I don't think blankets gonna be very effective, but you know.
No, but the wood will be.
True. Well, have a good night.
With that, we'll wrap up today's session, and next week we'll actually go on the mission to figure out what's going on with this flesh crafting gospel.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. If you guys enjoyed this episode, feel free to hit that follow button so you can see whenever we go online. We'll likely be here next week at 7 p.m. PST if Corn's schedule allows, or the week after. This week is going to be a little bit strange in terms of scheduling, just because Ellie's work has just been a little bit mean to her lately and just keeps canceling stuff. So tomorrow we're going to be doing some Monster Hunter at 7 p.m. PST. Thursday we're going to be doing some Borderlands. We're not doing anything on Wednesday or Friday because her work canceled, so the Wednesday one that we were originally not going to do, there's going to be a one-shot that day, but we're not going to stream it. And then on Friday, we're going to have to unfortunately cancel streaming, or shifting, or we might leave it for like an hour back. It depends on how everyone's feeling. I'll let you guys know as we continue. Unfortunately, we learned this today because her work is mean. So we're either going to cancel or we're going to push it back to 8 p.m. PST for 2 hours instead of 3. But we'll see. We'll see what we do. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and as always, if you guys want up-to-date information about our general schedule, go follow the socials, specifically the website, or go to our Discord, where we have our pretty much day-to-day updates. That's the word, updates there. All right, have a good night, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Arrivederci.